Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Young Kings Wrestling Podcast. This is the WWE Payback 2020 recap show. I am TC Fontaine. I'm joined by the essential Wreak Havoc. Malik, shows up whenever he wants to. It's all good. As always, you can find us on most platforms streaming podcasts, including Anchor, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and iHeartRadio. If you're listening on iTunes, leave us a review. All links to all the platforms are available at ykwrestling.com. We got a special guest here, man, for the second episode in a row. My guy from the Smackin It Raw Podcast, Vince Delgado, and my other guy from the Smackin It Raw Podcast. Two different shows, by the way. Matt Ritter, what's good, y'all? Thanks for joining us here.
Hey, thanks for having
taking
us,
Malik's
man.
spot.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
We'll take the hot tag when needed, man. We're here for y'all.
I'm happy to be here. I know Reeks wanted to work with us for a little while. We're going to get him on here soon over at the Smackin It Raw Podcast. Maybe get those ads on the Pornhub page straightened out before we do.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. For sure. We need that taken care of ASAP.
Yeah, most definitely.
Now that it's been brought to my attention, I'll see what I can get done about that. No, dude, I'm happy to be here. First time here. I've worked with TC. I talk with Reek all the time and then correct people when they call him Rick constantly. So,
Oh man, it's terrible.
It's right there though. Like the pun is right there in the name.
That's what I thought too, because people butcher my first name so bad that I'm like, okay, when we put it together, people use that phrase all the time, wreak havoc. So it's implied. They can't mess this up. But I'm like, oh, whatever. I guess we're still here.
Damn shame, man. Hey, so I just want to get this out the way. Like, I just thought about this maybe 2 days ago, and I got so excited. I've been wanting to talk about this. So, Malik brought up, comparing rappers to wrestlers a few weeks back.
Yeah.
I thought, totally random. I was scrolling Twitter, and I seen an article about Samoa Joe doing the voice for King Shark in the new Suicide Squad game, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like me scrolling fast, I thought like they did a side by side of Samoa Joe as Bruce from Finding Nemo. And so I started thinking, like, what if we compare wrestlers to Disney characters?
Oh my gosh.
So I'm going to start with that one. Samoa Joe as Bruce from Finding Nemo. You can picture it very, cunning, very savage-like, similar features as well.
Okay.
Samoa Joe kind of looked like a shark.
I got one for you.
What you got?
Roman Reigns as Simba, because he was the chosen one. Like you could totally see Rafiki being Mr. McMahon and lifting him up to the WWE universe. This is the new chosen one. Embrace him, love him, and then later on he grows, has the long mane, like with the long hair. So I can see it. I can see it.
I got a better one for that. I'm comparing Roman Reigns to Goofy because they're both the big dog. That's all I got.
Man, get out of here with that,
one. That's the only criteria I have for that one. We also had the Iconics as Cinderella's stepsisters. Naomi as Princess Tiana. Beast and Belle as Team Little Big. I got Baron Corbin as Scar because he was the acting general manager for that time and nobody liked him, nobody cared for him.
That's a good one.
He's
and
also
then the show went to shit. Yeah. It went to shit just like
Pride Rock was terrible. Like when he was leading shit. Also because he's the king.
Say what?
King that no one would acknowledge was king.
Exactly. And because of that, I'm also comparing Baron Corbin to Scar. Because I'm comparing Rey Mysterio to Mufasa, if we remember Money in the Bank, and he threw him off of the side of the building. Kind of just like Scar throwing Mufasa off the ledge.
What about R-Truth as Dory from Finding Nemo? Because they both are very forgetful.
Yeah, absolutely.
I could argue Booker T is Scar too because he turned on his own people.
Ooh.
All right, let me go bounce back over the Rey Mysterio Mufasa one real quick. So Rey Mysterio being Mufasa, just by default, I had to have Dominic as Simba, just like for no other reason. I had Kevin Nash as Woody and Hollywood Hogan as Buzz Lightyear. You know, they kind of went their separate ways, did their own thing, and just kind of came back together in the end.
And he also believes on his own hype.
Exactly. That's exactly why I compared Hogan to Buzz Lightyear.
Toy Story 1, Buzz Lightyear. After that, I feel like he's not so stuck up. You know, I feel like Buzz like actually grows, unlike Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, that's all I had.
Matt, you got anything else? You got something to add to this?
Like I said, Booker T. I was trying to think. Like originally, the first thought that came to my head was Ali and Aladdin, but I'm trying to think of someone.
A little stereotypical.
Yeah, exactly. So I was trying to think like who started out like out on the indies and then became something much bigger, and that would be Daniel Bryan. So Daniel Bryan would be the street rat that became the Prince when he got to the WWE. So Daniel Bryan is Aladdin.
That's solid.
Okay. Also, it's not WWE wrestler, but Thunder Rosa with the face paint. I feel like she'd fit in perfectly in Coco. So I feel like she'd be like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Coco or not, but like she'd fit in perfectly in that like alternate universe, like in the afterlife universe where everybody's dead and shit.
I got one that nobody has thought of yet. A very obvious one that I think we probably should have said already.
Okay.
The Rock as Maui from Moana.
That's cheating.
Y'all can't hear it, but I just face palmed. For all you audio listeners, I just face palmed at that. You could tell TC has really had this on his mind this whole time.
For real.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got so excited when I was scrolling Twitter and I was just like, oh shit, that's Samoa Joe as Bruce. I was like, no, that's not Bruce. That's King Shark. I was like, ooh, a topic. So
if I can go back quickly to the wrestlers as rappers comparison.
Yeah.
Will Smith, John Cena. How do you guys feel about that? Because he's a good wrestler. No, I meant like in terms of.
I'm not even joking.
Travis is gonna hate you so much. He hasn't like not just are you talking about Bret Hart, but now like he has the biggest man crush on Will Smith. Now you're talking about Will Smith.
No, because I feel like there's some comparison. Like I feel like Will's like a decent rapper. He's good. Like he doesn't get respect in the rap community. He's also an actor, just like John Cena. He's a good wrestler. Doesn't get respect in the wrestling community up until now.
I mean, Will's a better actor.
True.
Well, that's obvious as hell.
So Will's the better actor than John Cena, and John Cena's the better rapper than Will. Got it.
John Cena only acts well in comedies. Everything else he needs to just leave alone.
What else has he done?
The Marine.
12
rounds.
Oh,
yeah, that was basically count. The Marine again.
I'm not counting. I'm talking about like the stuff he's been doing recently since he's actually been a credible.
Didn't do like Bumblebee or something.
That movie Blockers was good.
Blockers was hilarious.
Yeah,
Blockers was real good. TC, did you get to listen to our last episode yet?
I have not yet. I plan to listen to that after I'm done recording here.
I was gonna say, so I saw you comment that Naughty by Nature is Harlem Heat, and that's it. But when you get to the end of our episode, I have Naughty by Nature as the New Day, and one specific reason why Naughty by Nature is the New Day is because clearly one member of the New Day is down with OPP.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
He said that I was dying. Yo.
Travis also said something about, Salt and Pepper's song being about all that too, but that's not important.
Oh man.
Biggie being a freak, like Xavier Woods is down with OPP, so
y'all are twisted.
Shout out to my guy Woods being like the least accomplished member on his own show on Up Up Down Down. Tyler Breeze has the left right title.
Yeah,
the tag champ now. Breeze 2 belts, Woods no belts. It's all bad out here.
Yeah, it's all downhill for Woods.
Hey man, let's get into this, man. First, I just want to send condolences to the family of WWE Hall of Famer Bullet Bob Armstrong, who passed away earlier this weekend. Decorated champion across the Southeast Territories. He would eventually go on to partner with each of his 4 sons Joseph, aka former referee Scott Armstrong, Brad Armstrong, who was if you remember, he was basically like a ripoff of his brother in WCW at one point. Steve Armstrong and his brother Brian Armstrong, aka Road Dogg. So it's RP to the legend, Bullet Bob Armstrong, man. I seen he was still getting at it in the gym as far, as recently as a few months ago, age 80 with cancer. So, bunch of people passing from cancer this weekend and just making me feel like shit. Like they out here just going crazy still, in the middle of it. So, and RP to my guy Chad Boseman as well, man. Black Panther, Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever, man.
There was a little tribute I think that I saw on the show tonight too, to Chadwick Boseman.
With Keith Lee?
No, not with Keith Lee. With Apollo.
Oh yeah, I saw Apollo do the Wakanda forever in his entrance, and right before he hit his backflip.
Mm-hmm.
So I seen like Keith Lee's entrance gear kind of looked like M'Baku from Black Panther. So I thought that's what it was, but somebody told me he was like supposed to be Broly from Dragon Ball. I don't know.
But I said that too because like I saw the shoulders. I'm like, okay, that's definitely some like Saiyan armor he got on right now. But it was better than Monday, so we cool.
It was. It looked a little better. His logo better too. I didn't like his logo in NXT. Like, it looked like he got a new logo on his ring gear as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like the big silhouette wasn't doing it for me.
That's one thing I have noticed. The one thing I have noticed is like the logos in NXT, like sometimes are very generic, and then they get to main roster and they upgrade in terms of logos. I feel like that happens like here and there. Like unless you already have a strong logo in NXT, like you can't really upgrade it once you get to main roster. But there are some people that have like very generic logos and then come up to main roster and go a million times better, and then gets just something way better.
Like ACH had a terrible logo.
Yeah.
So is it just that they don't just get logos right down there for NXT guys? Like,
maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
The logos is bad all around. Like,
I mean, the only ones that Undisputed Era is about it with a decent logo.
Oh, they have a fantastic logo.
Yeah,
that's about it though.
Well, Shayna's logo is really good, and then it's okay whatever to remain. Like it's pretty simple.
Shayna's logo is cool.
I mean, she got that from somewhere else though. So
yeah.
Aleister Black's logo.
True, that's true.
That was a good one.
I mean,
because it was like the demon art thing. I don't know what the fuck is that hexagon thing.
You trying to spread more demon art here?
Yeah, team plug for our stickers. Go ahead and join our $5 Patreon so you can get demon art stickers.
Facts. Do it. I'm subscribed. Y'all should subscribe too. Yeah. What's it again, Vince?
Patreon.com/Smackin It Raw Podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and subscribe.
Mm-hmm. And make sure you get your Black Lives Matter t-shirts. Mine's coming tomorrow.
Yeah. Also got that
at ykwrestling.com. Mm-hmm. Black Lives Matter, NWO. I think we should drop them the Wolfpack one soon.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Yo.
If you guys want to find it, you guys can find it on my Twitter at Matt Ritter. That's at MATTRIDDER. It is my pinned tweet. So go right there and get their shit.
Absolutely. And we can plug everything else, later on in the show.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, let's get into this these grades here for Payback, man. Just the week after SummerSlam, we were served with another pay-per-view, in my opinion, another banger from VKM and Associates. Let's get into it, man. What did y'all think of the show overall?
I liked it. I thought it was nice, short and sweet. It was like 2.5 hours?
It was very short.
Yeah, it felt good. It breezed right through. It felt kind of like a takeover. Like when takeovers come in, like 2.5 hours, you're in, you're out, you have a good time, and you don't think about all the bad stuff. And I felt like that's what Payback was tonight. Did I miss anything? Like Retribution didn't show up, right? Like I didn't. No. I'm not. No. I thought I was losing my brain or something. Like
I have a theory.
I went to the bathroom.
I have a theory on that. Another theory. I actually have a couple Retribution theories. Two totally different ones. I will say the first one right now. However, Wade Barrett came back this past week on NXT. If we know, Wade Barrett was the leader of Nexus 10 years ago.
Yeah.
There were also rumors of Nexus, supposedly had, been contacted to return back during WrestleMania weekend before everything got shut down. So I don't know. I'm just saying maybe. I don't know.
I totally want to see the Fiend
that,
with a Nexus armband. That's exactly what I want to see. I want to see.
Did you see the Bray Wyatt tweeted Wade Barrett?
Yeah. I like the little like exchange. Yo, Bray Wyatt's Twitter game is pretty good.
It's fire.
It's underrated. Yeah, it's underrated. Not so many people are aware of it.
So highly underrated.
I don't know if y'all know this YouTuber. His name is World of Geekdom and Geekdom 101. He has like 2 different channels. And I guess like he said something, but it was a compliment to Bray Wyatt.
Mm-hmm.
But Bray Wyatt thought it was an insult, and then basically like pulled this dude's picture and just like posted him, basically like, "This you?"
I feel like I heard of that.
This was a couple years back.
Before.
You know what? I think he purposely like did a video, like a YouTube video about.
He made a video about it.
Yeah. I seen the video. That's where I knew about it. So I knew about that shit.
And I guess like him and Bray was like DMing about it and cleared the air, and they cool, and they kind of like talk to each other every now and again, which is cool.
What you're saying is, if I want to talk to Bray, I got to put out an ass backwards compliment, get him upset, and then apologize.
Exactly.
All right,
that's what you gotta do.
I can do that.
Let me do that with Sasha. I've been trying to slide in those DMs for a minute. I'm not. I sent in the panda gift one time.
I was about to say, there's a long line of pandas you got to get by.
Yeah, long line of pandas. And Vince, now is not the time to start sliding into people's DMs, because if I see you on the news on a security footage video somewhere in Florida, you're not going to be allowed back on the show. Like, I know we just talked and I said, hey, if you ever need anything, we're here for you, all this stuff. But like, if I see you on Sasha's security cam coming in the house, like, I'm pulling that invite. Like, that's gone.
But you know what?
Don't put that energy out there, Matt.
Put that energy out, because that's how we get the fucking t-shirt. The mug shot that he gets that day is going on the t-shirt, and it says "Gang Bang" all fucking day.
I have the t-shirt already. I have the logo. You know what? I'm muting myself for a minute. Back to what TC asked, though, this show was actually a lot better than it deserved to be for a 1-week build. And I've got to say that. They really came out and gave us a lot of really solid matches, some really good storytelling, some advancement. It almost kind of felt like a reset after SummerSlam with this pay-per-view. So for a 1-week build, I was all for it.
Yeah.
It's a breath of fresh air to me.
Yeah. I said the same thing. It was like, I really wasn't expecting a lot out of this, considering what we had on here. I'm thinking like, oh, this is going to be like a 1 or 2 match card, but there wasn't really a bad match on the card. So I'm like, okay, this works for me. Like, it's like Vince said, it felt like, kind of a takeover. It was real simple, couple matches here and there. Nothing went, overstayed its welcome. And we got entertained for 2 hours. Solid.
Facts, man. Let's get into these grades though, man. See where y'all heads at. See what y'all enjoyed about this show. First off, on the kickoff, we had the Riot Squad versus the Iconics. What do y'all think about this one?
It was good. I liked that they came out in matching gear. Like, that's the best thing about this match. They came out in matching gear. They both had leather, the hints of leather. They had the plaid. I thought that was dope right there. I'm just happy that Riot Squad picked up the win, because I want them to get the titles eventually.
I'm gonna give this a B-, and the reason I'm gonna give it a B- is because, like you said, the entrance was cool. The storytelling inside the match and after the match, with the miscommunication and them kind of coming together, and now this is, they even cut that promo afterwards saying this is our start. This is where we start. We come out together looking like a tag team. All that was great. The actual in-ring wasn't that great, though. Like, I did not love the actual match. It was better than what we saw in AEW on Thursday in their women's handicap match, but it wasn't.
What the hell was that? That actually upset me.
Yeah.
And I'm about to go on a rant real quick. Just a mini rant. What the hell? Come on, man.
I got one too. It's a small one.
I love Britt Baker. I love Britt Baker. I love, I enjoy watching, Britt Baker and Big Swole's feud over the past few months. Has been very entertaining. What the hell? That was just terrible. It was a terrible match. It wasn't necessary. Like, I enjoy like Britt Baker like hitting Swole with the crutch like behind the ref's back during the match. That was cool. But other than that, don't never do that again.
They put Swole in a really bad position because Rebel used to wrestle, but she hasn't wrestled in a long time.
Yeah, and
Penelope
even when she
Ford
did, she
had
wasn't good.
one good match, and it was against Sheeta, and that was because Sheeta made her look good. So
Exactly.
they put Rebel in, or they put Big Swole in a position to make two women look better than they are. And that's hard to do in a handicap match when you've also got to be the person that, comes out looking the best. So you've got a person in a wheelchair and two people who aren't on your level, and you're trying to bring them up to that's a lot to put on her.
That match was also literally worked on one side of the ring too, which you can't work a match on just one side of the ring.
No.
This is why it's a chore for me to watch AEW. I genuinely try to get into this shit, and I watch it, and I just see something like this, and I'm just like, nope, done.
Thanks, man. Hey, but for more AEW content, check us out in the next episode where we cover All Out. But right now, we're talking about Payback.
You look so happy about that.
Had to transition it, man. I'm gonna give this one. I'm gonna give it like a B-, like Matt said. It was it was good for what it did. It's definitely advancing the Riot Squad in their reunion, and it's gonna be fun to see what they're gonna do in this tag title division.
Yeah.
So whenever that happens, I don't know when it's gonna happen, but
C+.
Yeah.
I'm souring on the Iconics slowly. Their gimmick is so much better than their in-ring work.
It is.
I miss NXT Iconics because they were on a different level. Because they would at least Peyton can go in the ring when she was paired up with some good people in there. But their work backstage was just so much more better because it was like selfie videos, and it was just literally them shooting their own stuff. I feel like it's kind of forced. It's trying to enhance the annoying parts of the Iconics to a degree that's kind of hinders them. They're kind of getting get off my TV heat. Kind of like so many people get
or
that
women's
with
late cool.
No, women's late cool. I fucked with. There were some moments
poor women's
James,
late cool, man.
Poor women's.
That's what they are.
Yeah, that's what they want them to be, but that's not who they are.
Yeah, it's not who they are now. But.
That's Lana and Natty right now.
Oh my God, can we not talk about Lana or Natty?
That pissed me off. That really pissed me off. They got a timer for another week rant. I'm telling you right now. If I see that shit on tomorrow night, I'm going off another rant. I'm telling you right now.
I'm upset.
Yeah, what he said.
Hey, it is what it is, man. But for the actual main show, we kick it off with the United States Championship. Apollo defending against Bobby Lashley of the Hurt Business, accompanied to the ring by MVP Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin out here dressed like Shane McMahon, with the jeans and the blazer. I don't think he had the Jordans on, but it was a cool little match. I'm gonna give it a B. It is what it is. We got a new champ. The right decision was made because hopefully this is over, but judging by the post-match stuff, it doesn't seem like it would be. It seems like Apollo is wants his belt back, which is that energy that people should show. I think Kofi should have had energy for Brock, but it is what it is.
We know why he didn't have. He had the energy. They just didn't let him do it on
He's
TV.
Scared.
Well, no, Big E said it on Talking Smack. He's like, Kofi's not going to step up and say it, but I'll step up and say it. Kofi, what happened. Kofi probably went and said, hey, am I going to get one? They're like, no. And he's like, okay. He doesn't make waves. Big E's going to kick his legs up on the table, spread them, put his shit out there, and say whatever the fuck he wants at this point. And I'm all for it. As far as this match, I'm with you. It's a B. And the reason I say that is I would love to give this match higher because, like we said, we talked about the entrance and then, the respect to Chadwick Boseman and all that we got from Apollo Crews. Why is Bobby Lashley in ring not Bobby Lashley from Raw Underground? Why are we not getting the same guy we're seeing just dominate people on Raw Underground do that in the ring?
Saying that.
I don't understand how he comes and loses and does all this goofy shit and loses an arm wrestling match and then goes out and just breaks dude's arms in Raw Underground and it doesn't translate back to the ring and where that disconnect is.
He got caught slipping, so I can understand that anger that he was feeling. Like he got one over on me. I'm about to take it out on all these dudes here. But you need to be angry all the time, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But hopefully this is the start of something different. He got the belt back. Was it 15 years? 14, 15 years? in between reigns. So yeah, shout out to my guy Big Bob Lashley. Vince.
B for Bobby. Keep it that simple. B for Bobby.
Absolutely.
I'm saying B too, but mainly just because I knew this was the outcome that was coming. It wasn't like a big shock or anything like that. I'm with you. I thought it was gonna be like the end of it, but I guess it's not. But I'm just waiting on Ced to jump in and take attention away from that, and then maybe we'll get an Apollo and Cedric feud, something to get both guys over. I'm not mad at that.
Something. I'm kind of tired of it dragging his feet. I don't know what they doing with Ricochet, but I seen a clip of Ricochet from Main Event this past week, and he was kind of seeming a little bit heelish during the match. Like he was very aggressive on his offense. I'm gonna have to go and check the actual match out, but from the clip, it looked like he was feeling himself. So I don't know if that's something that may get paid off, and you never know with WWE, but it is what it is. We'll see about it.
Whenever Ricochet is feeling himself on camera, that always is good for him. It always gets him a lot of attention. So
stop it. I know what you're referencing. Stop it.
What?
I know exactly what the fuck you're referencing.
I was talking about NXT when he did that front flip over the rope and landed on the rampway. I'm not talking about him being the one and only. We're not talking about that. Cut it out. Why you gotta go there?
I know you too well. I know you too fucking well. I know exactly what the fuck you're doing.
Like, why the fuck did I...
What did you say, nigga?
Oh
man. I need
Shout out to the soundboard, man.
Shout out to the soundboard.
Soundboard coming in handy.
Let's give that soundboard its flowers. That's what we need.
Yeah. Oh, I got a rant coming before you get to this next match. Real quick. It's a Reek rant. It's a brief one.
Okay.
But I got to do it because this has been going on for a couple of weeks now. I tried to be cool. I tried to be patient. It's pissing me off now. We all fuck with Sheamus. Sheamus is cool. I like his character. I like his gimmick. I do personally. What the fuck is he wearing all the time? I don't understand. Like, okay, he's a heel. And they thought for like a few weeks that he might be turning back face or whatever, but he's a heel. Why is he walking around like he just jumped off the set of Gangs in New York, but he comes out, he's not wearing none of this stuff? It's like whoever is booking his promos and stuff like that has dementia or something. Like they don't know what he is right now compared to when he's going to the ring. I do not watch wrestling on a consistent basis weekly to be fucking confused.
That's his casual gear, man.
What he needs to wear. And keep with it. Like he looks like he's gonna get into a fight after a match. That doesn't make sense. Stop doing that shit.
He was on Raw Underground,
right?
He was on Raw and on Raw Underground. And why is he doing all this like pseudo boxer shit with his hands taped up and like touching his mouth constantly and shit in the promos, but not throwing hands when he gets in the match? Like I'm with you. Like the Gangs.
There is a disconnect there because outside of the ring, it feels like he's a completely different person than what he is in the ring. Because in the ring, he's basically standard, like standard regular Sheamus, vintage Sheamus, as Michael Cole likes to say. And then outside the ring, it's like he's a completely different guy. It's like he snaps a finger and he's gone. He's
schizophrenic. He's schizophrenic. What the hell is going on? He's either the Celtic Warrior or he's the Celtic shadow boxer. I don't know what the fuck. I can't do it. Fix it. That's all I'm saying.
Let's pick one or the other, man. But that leads us into our next match. Big E versus Sheamus.
Oof.
What'd y'all think of this one, man? It is what it is. I don't know. I probably just give it a regular old B. Didn't really impress me too much. It's good to see Big E, still be on his hot streak because I definitely had a rant in store if he lost this match on pay-per-view for sure. I was gonna go off. So he won. I was just like, hey, sigh of relief.
I think the fact that they included him on the pay-per-view is a big sign. It's a good sign because he wasn't advertised for this. There wasn't a Big E match advertised at all, and they announced.
He was talking that big shit to Corey after the match too.
Yeah, that's the thing that hyped me up. I'm gonna give it a solid B+ just on that alone. Like the match.
I think I'm about to get my grade up too.
Yeah, the match was a B, but him giving Corey shit afterwards raised it to a B+ for me. I feel like that's my reasoning behind it, just because I'm behind this Big E hype train, and I'm not one of those people that wants him to change anything about himself. Be who the fuck you are right now. You don't got to change just because that's what everybody else does. That won't be authentic to Big E. I don't want him to be like me.
Because him talking shit to Corey isn't who he normally is.
Yeah, he is.
The
he
guy
talks
on
this
talking
shit.
smack is not who he normally is. He's definitely up that shit talking game a bit, because Xavier was the mouthpiece of that group, did the majority of the talking for them. And Big E stood in the back and swiveled his hips, and he had one-liners and funny little things that he said here and there, but he didn't really talk shit like that.
Because he didn't have to, but this has always been him. That's the
now he's
impression
hearing
I'm
all
going
this, all this noise, people on his neck talking about how like he need to be serious, he need to do this and that, he need to deviate from everything he's been doing for the last 5+ years, and like you don't need to deviate from any of that.
No,
So I agree that it's.
I know Rick has his own theory about he wants to do like a Shield thing with New Day, but I don't want to see that.
I wouldn't mind that. I really wouldn't. I would give this a B with a condition, because I like the match, but I feel it in my gut. I don't want to see this become a trend, like the Hulk Hogan thing. He just keeps getting beat up, and then the last couple of minutes he comes back to make the comeback to make the win. Don't make that a trend. Good match, but I don't want to see a lot of that. Oh, you're beating up his leg, you're beating up his shoulder, and he comes back at the end. Nah, don't do that.
I kind of wish he had won with a stretch muffler. I enjoy that he's doing that now, that was his thing. And the big ending doesn't do it for me, because I don't understand how that move incapacitates you for a 3 count. I look at it and I watch it and I look at the logistics and I don't get it. Stretch muffler though, I'm with that 100%. But I'm going to give it a B, because I'm happy Big E won, because he did talk shit at the end of the match. I probably would have bumped it up a little bit if he had won with the stretch muffler, though. I like that he's been doing that. He added that to his arsenal. So
I don't think I've seen that in a minute, too. So it's a move that not everybody's doing, which is a nice change of pace.
I think Brock did that like early in his
but that was like
first run.
02.
Yeah, like 02.
Yeah. Way back.
I can't remember the last stretch muffler I saw.
Hey, ground game Brock was a beast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was something else.
For real.
And next up, we had backstage an interview with Matt Riddle prior to his match with Baron Corbin.
Hashtag Riddle over Riddle.
Listen.
Y'all know what's up.
Don't gas that man up.
bro.
Listen, man. Did y'all catch this? Did y'all catch this tweet?
Oh, I caught it, and I actually like Corbin more because of the tweet than I did prior to the tweet.
But so what was the tweet? I did not catch it.
If brought it up in the interview,
wanted to paraphrase it. I can't exactly remember, but
basically, Corbin tweeted out that he's gonna fail tonight, like he's failed in his marriage, or he's failed at home.
And here's my thing: bringing up, people's personal issues and these storylines. Listen,
hey, ain't nobody trying to hear that bullshit, man.
I don't care. Like, let's stop doing that. We don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Especially, we bring in like stuff from something that was occurring alongside serious things such as like abuse and harassment in the same industry. So it's kind of like you're making light of those things when
no, I think it wasn't addressing that because before all this stuff that happened, he had like he would be abusive to his wife, I think. Like before this whole
that's
thing.
What he's saying is,
like no, I'm saying on top of the allegations or all the extra stuff that happened in 2020 that he was involved in. Before that, his wife had forgiven him for being like basically a wife beater. Like it's the reports and rumors that was going on about him.
That doesn't make it better though, Vince. Like
no, it doesn't. I'm adding to it. I'm not saying it makes it better. I'm just saying it was directed towards something completely else. Like that's what I'm saying.
I give Corbin credit because he really leans into this heel shit. So I can't be mad from that aspect. but oh man, you just really
TC, I don't change my opinion on things often, but the way you position that, I'm with you on that. They shouldn't have gone about it because of the negative light that it shines on some things, and it's almost like they're making light of some serious things that are going on. I normally do enjoy, like when Ronda came out and she hit that knocking down John Cena's door line on Becky, stuff like that. I love it. But here, as you said, this is a different story, different scenario. You guys are bringing in the speaking out movement and allegations and actual spousal abuse and real serious shit, and turning it into a story. It's different than what they did with Jeff. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, with this one,
that's still not okay though.
It's really Jeff by his, kind of it's his story in that case. Whereas in this one, it's like I said, it was a part of a group of different allegations, and I don't think you should probably be including it there. But the match itself, let's talk about the match though. It was cool. It's your typical Matt Riddle Baron Corbin match. I think they could have had it on SmackDown. Could have gave him more time, but
I'm gonna give it a C, middle of the road C.
Yeah, I'm seeing mine.
I will say this though. I will bring my grade up if when we get to SmackDown, Corbin is unintentionally pissing himself from kidney failure from the kidney shots. If we clown Corbin and just have him pee his pants.
No,
I will bring it up to a B-.
Royal relief.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all.
Reek, I'm gonna need you to stop gassing this man up, man. Stop feeding into his BS.
Reek want to be on the show so bad. He said he'll let you on, bro.
He said he gonna put you on the show, man. You can stop.
Man. Right, you can stop though.
we have similar thought process. We have the same things. Like, I mean, he said the same thing on Twitter.
Bro, man, I swear.
Good stuff, man.
There's a bromance going on over here.
What?
Well, Vince, that's the part where you say other names for bromance, and he keeps hitting what?
Well, I don't got any other names for bromance.
What?
I mean, what was it? The Broserweights? You guys are the new Broserweights?
Entanglement.
Entanglement. Breezango.
What?
2-man power trip.
What?
Podcasting. Okay. The iconics of podcasting.
What?
Heterosexual life mates.
What?
Yes, let's go with that one. Heterosexual life mates. That's the winner right there.
Absolutely, man. Vince, what do you think about this matchup?
I'm giving a C-, and that's me being generous. I didn't enjoy it at all. I didn't think it was anything special. Like Matt was saying, it was belonged on the SmackDown, or I would have thrown it on main event. I'm being very harsh about this match. I did not enjoy it whatsoever.
Real though, hashtag Ritter over Riddle.
Absolutely.
I can't pronounce that, man. I'm gonna butcher it every single time. It's a tongue twister, man.
Man, I'm gonna say C+ because I'm not too hard on it, but I'm with y'all for the most part. It could have been on SmackDown, had a little more time, but I mean, I don't get too critical. I mean, like the guy can go. Baron's solid, so for what it was, it wasn't bad, but not great either. Don't hate it, don't love it. Right in the middle.
And after the match, Baron Corbin beats down Matt Riddle backstage. So this is definitely going to continue. It's personal, which is kind of – it's like everybody's rite of passage is to face Baron Corbin at some point.
He's the new Dolph Ziggler. Remember, everybody was facing Dolph Ziggler when they were coming up to NXT, Shinsuke, Bobby Roode, and now it's Baron Corbin. That's his role in WWE.
My question is, after putting Baron through all this shit and having him be that essential gatekeeper, you think they're actually ever going to put the title on the guy?
I hope so, man. Constable Baron Corbin was one of my favorite things with him. I thought he really hit his stride with that. I'm not feeling the King Corbin stuff because it's too gimmicky. It's too like cheesy. I need him to drop that crown. Jinder run.
That's what I'm thinking. Like it might happen, but it's not going to be long. Like I told TC, remember this? I said it before. If ever that does happen, it should happen. I mean, it won't happen this year, but it should, because that would be the perfect time for Otis to cash in. Because Otis will get the biggest fucking pop because everybody hates Corbin.
I was actually chanting Otis at the end of tonight, but you know.
Yo, man, if Otis wins the Universal title before Baron Corbin, I'm done. I'm over it. I'm gonna throw my own rant out there. I'm not all about that.
I've been a Baron Corbin advocate even before he blocked us on Twitter. I've been not Twitter but Instagram. I've been a Baron Corbin advocate this whole time since he was the lone wolf down in NXT. If you didn't watch NXT back in 2014, you don't remember those days, but I do. And
he was squashing motherfuckers in like
10 seconds.
10 seconds. Yeah. They would actually start the bell, ring the bell, and the crowd would start chanting 1, 2, and see how long it would take him to beat his opponents. He was over with people.
And I don't know what happened.
Lost his hair, man. That's what happened.
He lost his hair and he became even better, in my opinion. But
I thought he did, man. I thought he did. I can't. The one thing I will say about Baron Corbin, I hate his fucking like bird tattoos on his chest. I think the birds on there is kind of like lame. Like I don't like it. Kind of looks like he has like a bird feeder on his chest. I'm not about it.
A bird feeder.
Bro, he got like 2 birds right there in his chest, like they're trying to feed on something he put, like he like put like some jelly and some. Yeah, pay attention to that shit. He got like 2 little birds right here, like, bro, that does not look menacing at all, man. Change that shit up. Add some fangs or some horns to those birds or something, man. Give them something.
Don't get blocked, man.
Right. Oh, that's perfect.
Oh, so while TC's dealing with a smoke alarm, or maybe somebody's breaking into his house right now. I don't know what's going on. His alarm went off.
It's off now. It's off now.
Okay. You burned some food?
No, like nothing's going on right now. I don't know what the hell that was about. I think
you got other people over there.
I heard it throughout my whole building.
Does your soundboard have test theme music?
No, it doesn't.
That would have been perfect to play in the middle of that.
For real,
man.
Now that's a damn shame.
Hope that doesn't happen again.
Shout out to the soundboard.
I'd be the first one to take over like temporary host duties in a minute.
You would.
It was all quiet. I just didn't want you guys to have that gap of silence. Nobody was saying nothing. I was like, fuck it, I got you.
No, actually, the gap of silence will kind of help with the editing, so he knows when to like cut that out and then go back into it. So I feel like that might have helped him editing later.
I'm leaving it in, man. Fuck it. It was quick. It was a quick few seconds.
I was saying we don't edit anything, so I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't edit anything, period. That's all Travis.
Yeah. Hey, let's get back into this pay-per-view though. For the women's tag titles, the weak link of the golden role models, who I've always said was the weak link forever, Bayley, cost Sasha Banks not 1 but 2 championships, and not 1 but 2 weekends. Pamela Rose Martinez.
Well, so
I'm shooting names.
Government's out here, Jesus.
I'm gonna give this
stalked, bro.
I'm gonna give this match an A-.
I love the match though. I love the match.
I really enjoyed it. I love the finish. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but thank God for boob jobs and babies. That's why Sasha and Bayley are where they're at. Becky's off having a baby. Charlotte had a boob job. I think I saw Charlotte and Becky in the crowd during this match.
Like on Thunderdome?
Yes, on Thunderdome. Well,
Shinsuke Nakamura was on the Thunderdome.
They were sitting in chairs, just sitting there. Yes, on Thunderdome.
The fuck? Oh no, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't pay attention.
You think if Charlotte and Becky were sitting, like actually live, sitting in the crowd, they would not have shown them, and you wouldn't have seen that shit?
Maybe they want to support their friends on the download, not get any spotlight on them. And maybe they got caught up,
Hey, speaking of the Thunderdome, I got in for the last 15 minutes of SmackDown. It was pretty cool. It was cool.
But
screen grab.
My call time was 15 minutes before the show was over, so I got to see half of the main event, and I got to see the big reveal at the end of the show, which I kind of hope they recorded my reaction, because I legit was going crazy over here, because I was kind of like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How does that work though? So you've got your computer or phone in front of you. Do you have a viewpoint from like this? Is it like kind of like a Zoom call?
it's literally the same thing as watching on TV. It's just your face is in the bottom corner. Like it's the same exact feed. Like you see like them performing. It's kind of like when you go. You've been to a WWE show, correct? I'm assuming.
Yes.
A TV like Raw or SmackDown, right?
Yeah.
So it's literally like that. I got in during a commercial, so it came back. It was no commentary, and then it went to black, and then it showed like the commercial that they show right before they come back on, kind of like how they show in the arena. And then it faded back into the match, and it was the TV feed. It was actually pretty cool. So I'm gonna try to get in again this week.
I'm gonna try for SmackDown.
Yeah, SmackDown was dope, and but yeah, Thunderdome. But yeah, we got new champs, man. I'm gonna give it an A as well. I like Matt said, I enjoyed the match. I enjoyed the finish. Besides a loss. But yeah, this just hurts right now.
Man. Just let it out, man. Just let it out. I'm with you, man.
Hashtag no belts banks.
No belts banks.
Could you not? Could you not, man? She's my girl too, man. Could you not? You're hurting both of us, man.
Oh, that's right. None of them.
Nah, I get him because I know how painful this is for him. But it's a big payoff coming later down the line.
That's why I don't care. That's why I'm not as mad. I said this last week. At least I know where this is going, and I know that Sasha Banks isn't about to be on 205 Live doing mixed tags with Alicia Fox again. That's
You're
all
not
I'm
mad
concerned about.
that Shayna took Sasha's arm and used it to choke out Bailey to make her lose her tag titles.
That was fucking dope.
That was just smart on Shayna's part. That's all that was.
Man.
I can't get mad at that.
Because I mean, you blame Bailey, but technically Sasha's the reason why Bailey tapped. Like it was her arm that was choking Bailey.
Bailey.
He got his ass cooked. He got cooked.
Hey, you didn't go down like that, huh?
He got cooked.
And look, that for me, that ending is what put a plus on it. This was my match of the night. I gave it a plus. And honestly, with that odd pairing, I did not expect it to be anywhere near as good as this. But like this match just popped me. Like this shit was too good.
Well, now that we have go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and it's like fucking. I wasn't cool with putting the belts on them. I was thinking like maybe let them drop it on Raw or something like that. But I'm with this. Like at this point, like let them ride with it. Like this could be Team Hell No women's version. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. But to that point that you were saying before about Sasha using her arm, she did say that she would get her vengeance at Payback, and she looked right at Bailey when she said it. So if we find out later down the line that she threw her arm in there on purpose to make sure that Bailey tapped out,
I gotta go watch the end of it now that you brought that up.
FYI, Sasha just tweeted saying I didn't tap. Like just randomly, I got the notification just now.
See
Bailey has tapped out. If memory serves me correct, in the last month 3 times.
Asuka, Shayna has tapped her out, and like going into the match, might as well just go ahead and give my review. I'm my grade. I'm bordering between an A and an A plus, just because not only was the in-ring product really good, but also the storytelling before and after and during the match was really, really well done. You like TC was saying, you know where this is going. I feel like there's like subtle hints being dropped here and there, and this is adding fuel to the fire. I feel like what's happening now that we have Thunderdome, like the reason they were going to have this blow-off match at SummerSlam in Boston, but because there was no fans, they canceled it, they scrapped it. But now that they have Thunderdome, I feel like WWE is more inclined to like, whoa, this is as close as we're going to get to our old normal as possible. Let's pull the trigger on this. So I wouldn't be surprised if they try to reclaim the titles at Clash of Champions. Then they have a blow-off match at Hell in a Cell in Hell in a Cell. That would be a great way to go about that, to go ahead and get that strap onto Sasha. And that's what I do. I'm all for it. I'm all excited for it. That's why it gets such a high rating. And I thought it was the best match on the show too. So I can't really give another match an A or an A minus or a B and then not give this a lower grade. So by default, it has to have like an A or A plus for me. So it's on the border. It's on the border.
You be betting against the house in Hell in a Cell because Sasha's 0-2.
Hey, hold on.
That's the first time for everything, man.
The
That's the first time.
negativity.
Just like
Hey, could you not, man? Hey, yo, man, can we kick Rick out of here? Can we put him in like the waiting room for like a couple minutes? Put him in timeout.
I have to do my diligence and remind you of the odds, sir. I'm just keeping you.
Reek, I'm sorry to cut you off, Reek. You are right. I went and watched the end of this match again, and Sasha kind of she did that shit on purpose, bro.
I'm telling you, bro. It makes sense.
Shit on purpose, dog. So
I got two things. One, I can't give it an A+ because Nia didn't do shit, and then celebrated like she won the match on her own.
Oh, I'm giving it an A+ because Shayna carried Nia to a match that I actually liked. That's the only Nia Jax match I've
Sasha made
actually
Nia
enjoyed.
look real good too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm a Nia stan though, so
Nia's sitting there cheering like she just fucking did all that by herself, got the pinfall, all that, and she had nothing to do with it.
you remember when the Warriors won the championship in 2015 and Clay fouled out in the last game, but he's on the bench just hella smiling like he did something like like bro, you fouled out.
And also, this team winning these tag titles has now officially made this a WWE tag division because now we have a put together team as champions. And it's not a WWE tag division until they just took two random people they weren't doing shit with.
Alexa and Nikki.
They kind of put them together before they put the titles on them, though. They made a thing out of those two before they did that.
You're right though, because they're definitely going to be transitional champions as well. Like this is, I don't think this is going to be a long partnership at all. But yeah, it is what it is. Next up, Keith Lee versus Randy Orton. I got a little theory on this one. Keith Lee winning the Royal Rumble. I think Keith Lee should be written off television tomorrow night for about a month. Comes back around the time of the draft, gets drafted to SmackDown, and his redemption story is on there. Wins the Intercontinental Championship, loses it a couple months later, wins the Royal Rumble, challenges Randy Orton back on Raw. I think you can do that.
You're doing too much, TC. Just have him win the Rumble and choose Roman for
This
the
is
Universal
WWE.
title.
Of course, they're doing too much. Like,
just keep him on Raw, keep building him up. Eventually, have him feud with the Hurt Business, get the title off of Bobby Lashley.
but like
and he drops the
I
title.
say right Keith Lee off television. Randy Orton lost on pay-per-view 2 weeks in a row. I don't think that's going to sit well with him. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I know you listen to the show. You don't counter TC. This is the point where you say, cut the check, Vince.
Cut the check, Vince.
And you validate TC's booking. That's what we do here. Cut the check, Vince.
I'm talking about.
It's weird to say Vince. I don't say my own name like that. So, I don't. So it's weird for me to say that.
You could say cut the check VKM.
I'll just be like, cut the check. Just cut the check.
But listen, if you say he's doing too much, but if news are to be believed right now, there's a monster push coming for Keith Lee. I mean, a monster push. So Rumble 2021 is really not out of the question. In fact, it's not even less likely than you think.
And I advocated for him winning the Intercontinental Championship because at Survivor Series, we can get him versus Lashley, who I assume should probably still be champion by that time. And Bronson Reed, I would mind seeing getting him the title, or just Damian Priest if he's still champion. One of those guys. NXT title, triple threat match. Let's get it happen. Let's make it happen. That's all I'm saying. But this match, man, what do y'all think of this one? It was really short, but because of that, I'm gonna give it a C.
Say what?
I said I think I need Reek's email information so I can figure out where all this is coming from. Because he revealed who the members of Retribution are. Now he's like, if rumors are to be believed, there's a monster. Like, he's opening emails on the show and just dropping subtle hints.
Yo, man. Rick, we told you, man, just off camera, man. You can tell us. We ain't no snitches. We ain't no snitches. We ain't going to be out here blabbering to all these people who your sources are. We ain't going to be feeding all these news sites,
I got nothing crazy. I just look. I share with you guys.
I'm gonna give this match an A+. This was my best match tonight because I love seeing Keith Lee get the clean win over Randy Orton. The only thing that I would have changed, other than Keith Lee's music, because it wasn't any better tonight, was if I was Kevin Dunn, who obviously doesn't know what the fuck I'm gonna be talking about here in a second, I would have got on that microphone and produced everyone to say, just put your hands in the air and give him your energy right before he hit that spirit bomb. That's all I would.
TC don't get it because he don't Dragon Ball. He don't Dragon Ball with us. That's why.
No. Reek needs it. I heard him. He cried for help, so I'm here to help.
Yeah, he actually had a plea for help on Twitter and just reached out to all these different podcasts. Yo, can we talk about Dragon Ball?
Just us.
No, Get Show podcast was in there. Benji was in there. Kobe from Wrestling News World was because it was in this whole thread that was already created, and he just jumped in there. And it's
I created a bidding war for my services. That's really what I did.
He's trying to get TC to step up his game in terms of Dragon Ball. That's what it is. That's his way. I'm like, yo, man, I'm gonna need you to start watching Dragon Ball now. I feel like that's where that whole direction.
Because I said I think 2 weeks ago, I said from this point forward we will refer to Rhea Ripley as Super Saiyan Rhea. And nobody was feeling it. And I'm just like,
yo, I was referring to Rhea, Super Saiyan Rhea on the Takeover recap show. That. And then Matt so did. TC just ignored it. And fucking RN just didn't want anything to do with it. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Yeah. Anywho, going to the match. Shout out to Get Your Podcast. That's when I remember that. Go into this match, man, so we can get back into business. Stop nerding out. I'm going to give it an A just because of the result. Randy Orton made Keith Lee look like a fucking beast in the ring. He looked dominant, and so much for the reports of him being, or the worries that he was buried because of he came out with different gear and music. That doesn't matter. It's his booking and the positioning and the card that matters. And
I mean, the music sucks, so.
It does. Mm-hmm. That's besides the point.
But he got his nut huggers back, so we're good now. We don't no more Skort.
So we just need the big Cream Bigum's tank done. Get that out the way. If you don't know who Cream Bigum's is, go ahead Google him.
Hold on, let me hit up Google.
But other than that, I think we just need to let it go.
Look, I'm gonna give it a B+ only because I wanted to see it go a little longer. When it finished, I was like, oh shit.
It was over very fast. Which adds to my theory that Randy Orton about to be mad as fuck tomorrow.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I didn't expect it to end when it did. I'm like, okay, maybe he's gonna hit another finisher, but okay, still great result. Loved it. I never believed that he was getting buried because Keith is actually. Well, I told y'all this already on the last episode. He's going to be positioned to be a top heel first, and then they're going to transition him to the babyface. Long term, it's down the line. We'll see how it plays out. But, yeah, Vince is the biggest hard-on for Keith Lee. He's had it for about a year now. There was never any chances of him. Yeah, there was never any chance of him getting buried. So this was just further proof of that.
I'm gonna give it an A+. Keith Lee won his first match.
Man,
nothing else needs to be said.
He won his first match on pay-per-view, singles match against Randy Orton, one of my GOATs.
The greatest wrestler ever.
Yes, he won the greatest wrestling match ever, which means he's the greatest wrestler ever.
Drew beat him last week, so technically the title's on Drew.
No, I'm not fitting into that. I'm not fitting into that.
Me and Keith Lee share the same skin tone, so I'm just roll with that. That's my tiebreaker criteria.
I mean, me and Drew do, but fuck that, I'm with you. Keith Lee all day.
Yeah, shout out to my guy Keith Lee, man. Next up, we got the Mysterios versus Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. This one was fun. I mentioned this on Twitter. This was the third frog splash match of the night that we got. Too many frog splashes being performed in his company right now.
But you knew it was coming. You even told me on Twitter, we're guaranteed one in this match before the match even started.
Yeah.
And, yeah,
But you expect it. Ray's been doing a frog splash as a tribute to Eddie since his passing. Dominic is his son, so
Exactly.
of course he has to do it.
And
Sasha
is why
does
I
it
said.
uh-huh.
This is why I said at some point, and I don't know if I think it was you said you don't believe he's going to turn on Ray.
He's not
going to do it because every member of the Guerrero family has turned on Ray. It's just a matter of fucking time. I'm trying to tell you.
Cut the check, Vince.
Cut the check,
Cut
Vince.
the check, Vince.
What did y'all think about this match right here? I enjoyed it more than the match on Monday for sure.
B+.
I honestly didn't give a shit about this match going in because we've seen this continue on and on and on, and there was nothing left for me here. Like, I didn't really care, but the match was much better than I thought it was going to be. It actually hooked me. There were some really great spots here, and it's interesting to see the issues between Buddy and Seth there at the end, with Buddy kicking Seth in the face.
Yeah,
I've heard rumors that with the impending baby, unlike me, who's going to have a child and still do a podcast weekly, Seth can't show up to wrestle weekly. Once his baby comes, he might be taking some time off because he's not dedicated like I am. So,
Congrats, by the way. I never said that.
I think it's very unfortunate that baby is going to have to grow up and be raised in Iowa, but best of luck.
You know
to
what?
them, man.
The best thing about that, he's not that far from Chicago. So that's a good plus. So if he ever wants to migrate and be a Chicagoan, we'd be more than happy to accept that baby over here.
Davenport's got some nice strip clubs, so
I wouldn't know.
I would.
You would? No invite? I didn't get no invite to this? What was going on?
Before I even knew who the fuck a Vince Delgado was, man. I was in my 20s. I met you after I was married. My strip club days are over now.
Oh, man. Missed opportunity.
Yeah, very missed. I think I'm gonna give this one. I'm gonna give it a B. I said, like I said, it was better than last week's match. Had a decisive win. Dominic got his first win, so that's good to see. So it's a matter of
I'm probably on the same thing, just B+, because realistically, I saw a better cohesion between Ray and Dom, and I said I'm adjusting my theory a little bit about him making that turn. I think at some point they'll probably go after the tag titles, like before Ray decides to fade out for a while. Mm-hmm. They'll do that because they look good, as a team tonight. But the bigger story is like Matt said, the little seeds planted for the breakup between Murphy and Seth Rollins. I think that match is going to be fucking dope when it happens. When it happens, because it's inevitable now. But that's the big thing for me.
He can get his first name back soon too.
Yeah, I need that. I'm so sick and tired of everyone getting first names or last names or just cutting shit off. Stop doing that. That's annoying. But
annoying.
A lot of guys getting their names back. Like Ali got his first name back. Apollo got his last name. So time is ticking for Big E.
Well, it's not the first time Buddy Murphy's lost his first name. He lost his first name in NXT. They just called him Blanket Murphy. Then he got changed back to Buddy Murphy. Then they changed it back to Murphy. I think he's lost his first name 3 times, if my math is right. That. Yeah, I think he's lost his name 3 times. So it's like a boomerang, man. It's coming right back around. It comes in cycles, That's what
I get it because he's from Australia.
I also would not be surprised to see Buddy Murphy win that match and possibly take out Seth's eye to send Seth off TV, because let's not forget his finisher is called Murphy's Law. Anything that can happen will happen. So if you don't think Murphy's going to beat Seth because he's not on that level, anything that can happen will happen.
Okay. I like that.
Shout out to the WWE doesn't build new stars and they don't do long-term booking crowd being proven wrong over the last couple of months.
Fuck them.
Absolutely.
I don't want to hear shit from them no more. The past calendar year, what are you talking about? Get the fuck out of here.
Man, in our main event, I enjoyed this one. Just because, if it wasn't clear last week at the end of SummerSlam, if it wasn't clear at the end of SmackDown on Friday, it's clear now. Roman Reigns is a heel, full blown. Like this is about as heel can get. Listen, man, my guy doesn't show up until literally at the perfect moment. People were mad at it. Let me go ahead and clear the air here. This is a non-sanctioned match, bro. Not non-sanctioned, but no holds barred.
No holds barred.
It doesn't have standard rules, so I'm pretty sure like a guy can sign the contract. You know, if his name is on it, on the contract, he can sign where his name is at any point, and he should be good. Especially if he requested some changes to be made to the contract that we aren't made aware of yet. Plus, the fact this same exact scenario happened to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania a few years ago. He's just getting his payback or his retribution, rather.
Oh, yes. Also, let me add this. If Roman really is a heel, he knows he's hot shit. He knows he's like the biggest star WWE has right now. And he could be like, you want me on this pay-per-view. I'm not going to sign until I'm ready to sign. So maybe he'll cut a promo, or Paul Heyman will cut the promo for him on SmackDown saying, like, I did what I did. Yeah, was that cool? No. Do I care? No, I don't fucking care. I've been like screwed over so many times. I'm going to do what's right for me. I know I'm the biggest star here. They will let me sign like halfway through the match just to have me on the pay-per-view, just because they know I bring in the dollars.
I'm the big dog.
Yeah, he's the big dog. And I love this.
Should I say he's the big draw?
He's the big draw. There you go. Put that on a t-shirt. Cut the check.
Not just that, but think about this. Roman didn't sign the contract. If he didn't sign the contract, he can't be part of the match. The match went on because Roman didn't sign the contract. The two people whose names were on the contract started the match. When Roman signed it, he entered the match. And that is why you have someone like Paul Heyman, when there is a loophole like that, he finds it. That is the whole purpose of this. Now, the only nitpick that I have for this match is I don't think they needed to do the broken ring spot.
Ah, that was so dumb.
With Charles Robinson fucking.
Shout out to my guy.
God.
Listen. So I'm pretty sure the fact that these guys, especially the OGs, they don't take ref bumps that often no more. So they gotta go all out when they get the opportunity, and he took that opportunity. Did y'all see Xavier Woods' tweet?
Nah.
Hold on, let me go ahead and pull that up real quick.
Bro, he out here like flopping in the air. He being extra dramatic for no reason, and then he falls backwards.
He did a backflip out the ring.
I'm just gonna prematurely give an Oscar to Charles Robinson for that, because his dedication. Like, no, I'm going to fucking fall over this thing. However I do it, I'm just trying not to kill myself doing it. But
he sold it like a big boot from Hulk Hogan to Shawn Michaels.
This is Xavier's tweet. He said in all caps, "Oh my God, is Charles Robinson okay? Holy crap, he fell out backwards. Holy crap, is he okay?"
I saw Damian Priest tweeted that too. He tagged and he was like, "Are you good?"
Shout out to my guy Little Nate, man. What y'all think about this
match? Done the Ric Flair though, and done the face drop.
Yes,
that would have been
that
great.
was a perfect missed opportunity, but I'm grateful for what we got.
Yeah, no, the match was good. As a huge Bray Wyatt fan, I am not mad about this. Bray did not take the pin. Braun took the pin. So all these people that are like, oh, they're burying Bray again. No, they're not. He's still the most entertaining thing on SmackDown, one of the top contenders. He lost his title without being pinned. So now, if there are plans to go forward, now you can have him go after Roman saying, you never beat me, I never got pinned, blah, 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 blah. He can blame Braun Strowman for having him lose the title, and they can continue that story to whatever conclusion they may be going to. There's different places you can go, and it's all entertaining as hell. I don't need the Fiend as champion. I really don't. Like, I love that my guy is a 3-time champion, but you really limit what you can do, because either if you beat the Fiend, then you weaken the Fiend. So then you got to have Bray lose, or you have to have a situation like this. So there's not a lot you can do when you put the belt on the guy. So I'm not mad about the 1-week title reign, because that's still going on his record. No matter what, he's still a 2-time Universal Champion, 1-time WWE Champion. And it's better off on Roman with Paul Heyman right now. So
yeah. With the whole Fiend stuff, dude, if he stays on SmackDown, he's going to continue playing off of that storyline with Alexa Bliss. She's I'm starting to get some Joker Harley Quinn vibes from this whole situation.
Yeah,
That's
shout
what
out to Alexa watching the match backstage.
Yeah,
just
out here
twirling that one little lock in her head.
Yeah,
she got 2 dreads now. She had
She
one
got
on the
2
other
of them?
side too.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's the first thing that's going. You're going to slowly establish that storyline, that relationship between Alexa and the Fiend going forward. Then I think his next target is Jeff Hardy. That's why they took the title off of AJ Styles into Jeff Hardy, so that the Fiend can do something. What's the next best thing other than the Universal title, the IC title? Put him in the IC title picture, a title that he's never held, and then now you got him in the upper mid card. Then when the draft rolls around, switch him over to Raw. He can feud for the WWE title if Drew McIntyre is still champion. Because I don't think he's staying on SmackDown. If he stays on SmackDown, it'd be the upper mid card guy with the IC title. If not, he's going over to Raw with Alexa.
I said that too. Like I said that because you were there in the last episode. I said, like, honestly, at this point, they don't need him for the same reason that they did originally. Like, Fox wanted him over there for that star power. They don't need it anymore. They got plenty of stars on SmackDown. And he's done everything he needed to do. Checked off all the major boxes there. You go to Raw, freshen him up, get some new faces. He still got a feud with Randy because that's a big name to get to. So after this, I think maybe by the end of the year, you switch him up. Maybe if the draft comes up or something like that.
Yeah.
But match-wise, I say I'll give it an A-, mainly because of the direction of where this is going now. Because this is like public news at this point. Roman's going to have a long title reign. He's going to be champ at least until WrestleMania.
I saw that.
Like, they're not going to be BSing with him this time. They're going to let him be him. There's going to be no like input on his promos. Like, they're going to let him do his thing and just ride his thing out. But he's going to stay a heel for now. The long-term effect is for him to transition kind of like Cena did. He's a heel, but the people love him, and then they're going to turn that with the crowd reaction to him slowly turn into the top baby face in the company. So it's a long process going with Roman right now. But the title reign, you're not going to see it changing anytime soon. So the people that are like looking for Big E versus Roman at WrestleMania, it's possible. Highly possible.
I think that's the way to go. Build him as a dominant heel champion and go from there. The 3 names I want to throw out there that I saw Twitter throwing out tonight, not only did they put the title on Roman, establish a heel Roman as your top guy on SmackDown, but you also built up 3 up-and-coming like baby faces, Matt Riddle, Keith Lee, and Big E. One of those guys are winning the Royal Rumble and taking the time. Okay, Matt. Okay. We know where you're going. Okay. Can you just let me one of those guys are winning the Rumble and facing it off against Roman at Mania to like just bounce off of what you guys were saying. I think that's where we're going, and hopefully it's Big E or Keith Lee.
Hey, but shout out to my guy Roman Reigns, man, getting back that Universal Championship.
It's about damn time. It's about damn time.
Thank you.
Shout out to WWE for putting 3 black men over on a pay-per-view in one night. You got Bobby going over with the U.S. title, even though he went over Apollo. You got Big E and Keith Lee all walking out with wins. And that is not something we see very often from the WWE. Normally, they're all in the same match or segment as of late. So
technically, Nia is also a woman of color, and she got put over tonight.
But she didn't do shit. Like
she beat a black woman though, so it kind of canceled out.
She was that one person that does nothing in the group project but still gets an A. That's who she was tonight.
Facts.
I will give a shout out to Nia for trying to keep Tamina's spirit alive, even though she's like barely there.
Listen, I saw that too. I saw and I've been noticing that recently where like a few weeks ago Bailey had on Dana Brooke's shirt, and today Nia Jax had on Tamina's shirt. So I think that's pretty dope that the women that literally get all the TV time, pretty much for the most part, putting on for the ones that don't, getting their merch out here so they can get some of that merch money. That's dope. Hey man, one last thing, guys. This Tuesday on NXT. Remember, NXT is on Tuesday this week, going up against Impact for the first time in 10 years.
Tuesday Night Wars.
Tuesday Night Wars. Let's get it. We ain't had the Wednesday Night Wars in a few weeks. Let's get it cracking for the NXT title. And I'm convinced like I wouldn't want to work at NXT because it's just a really hostile work environment. There's no security in the parking lot. your boss takes extreme pleasure into just making things chaotic every single week, every few months. He has it takes very extreme pleasure in announcing people in War Games matches every year. This time, William Regal outdid himself, and he announced a Fatal 4-Way Ironman match. Finn Balor, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, Adam Cole. A Fatal 4-Way Ironman match, y'all.
Dude, shout out to NXT for just innovating like a motherfucker. First, we got that fight pit match with Thatcher and Matt Riddle that we had never seen before. Now, unless I am wrong, and fact check me on this, this is the first ever Fatal 4-Way Iron Man match.
I used to do them in 2K14 when you could create your own matches. Like back in the day, you used to be able to customize your own matches, and I would do Fatal 4-Way Iron Man matches.
That doesn't count because no one saw it but you, Vince.
Exactly. This is the first multi-man.
I think it's the first multi-man Iron Man match. Yeah, like aside from the tag, there's been like tag team Iron Man matches before.
I'm sure indies have done something like this, like indie promotions, but they
don't count.
That don't count. That's not canon. That's like GT,
which is. But that's why I think
look at TC's face where he's like, I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about.
Like, y'all lost me. But now that's why I think like part of me thinks it's gonna be like a sudden death. Like it'll be like 4 of them will be tied at like 2 apiece or something like that. It'll go out and then it'll turn into a sudden death just to be extra. Because honestly, this feels like it could be the whole show, this one match. But I mean,
and you don't want to lose to Impact, so you really got to bring it.
Right, exactly.
I can't wait to see those ratings on Wednesday morning.
Are we all in agreement that Finn kind of needs this win? I'm not saying he should win. I'm saying Finn needs this win.
He needs it. He should win. I want him to win. He's my pick to win.
Because I keep making these points. It's like, what has Finn accomplished since coming down to NXT? All he did was get an edge. I'm saying for Finn's sake, he needs to win this match. I'm not saying that's what they should do. I'm just saying in terms of kayfabe, in terms of what Finn Balor is doing, he needs that title to get credibility with this run he's having.
I won't say he needs to, but I will say if he doesn't, then he's probably not going to win it again at all.
I'm putting Finn Balor in a box, and I'm putting him on a boat, and I'm shipping him over to NXT UK so he can beat Walter.
Of course.
My man, Tommaso Ciampa, gets Goldie back because he never lost it. And that is what I want to happen on Wednesday. I need my boy to get Goldie back.
Stop the cat.
No, honestly, him coming back as a heel makes it that much better, and it would make sense. I'm cool with that. I'd love to see Ciampa. I said when Ciampa was NXT champion the first go around, I said it, and I was prepared to fight any fucking body that had a different opinion. I thought Tommaso Ciampa was the best wrestling heel, period, in the industry.
Oh, yeah.
When he was NXT champion.
There.
Absolutely.
Like, I was taking that to my grave. So, if that's what we got back, hell yeah, give it to him. Me personally, I'm leaning towards Gargano only because it's like his first reign was like, you blink and it was over. You know what I'm saying? He wins it.
That's all of Johnny Gargano's title reigns other than the tag team titles.
Yeah, I'm like, if
he's the Sasha Banks of NXT. Unfortunately, he's the Sasha Banks of NXT. It hurts to say, man.
What did you say, nigga?
Bro, I'm a Sasha Banks fan. She's my favorite, but I acknowledge I saw that comparison right there.
You don't know that you just said
Sit your dumb ass down and shut.
No, but I'm just like, I don't know. For me, I just think if the way that they're booking this turn with Johnny, and I said it before, this is doing more for Candice than it's doing for Johnny. So if you give Johnny the title, then you have to give it to Candice on the flip side. And ultimately, it's going to overshadow Johnny, sure. But if you're booking this to be like the power couple of NXT and everything like that, and Candice has eventually got to have her moment, then this would be the way to do it. Outside of that, I'm leaning with Ciampa, but I'm like in between the two on that one. I don't care either way.
Nah, I think the one person I least want to see win that title is Adam Cole. Just because we just saw what that was. It was over a year's reign. In my power rankings go like this: Finn, Gargano, Ciampa, then Cole. That's where I stand on who in terms of who I want to see win that match.
It's a little different than I got it, but okay.
No, that's
we'll
okay.
see, man. We will see. And that has been our show, man. Thank you for our guests, guys. Whoever wants to go first, plug your socials.
Go ahead, Matt. You're a little bit faster at this than I am.
You guys can find me on Twitter at Matt Ritter. That's at MATTRIDDER. You guys can find everything you need on our Linktree /Smackin It Raw. Get you the audio. Linktree /Creation World will get you the video where you guys can go check us out on both YouTube and Pornhub. We are the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub, the Smackin It Raw podcast. No G, definitely not the ED. We're not special ed like them.
Oh, shots fired. Okay. All right. Okay, well, you can find us at our Linktree /Smack Raw Podcast. You can also find us on youtube.com/Smack Raw Podcast. Support our Patreon, like I said in the middle of the show, patreon.com/Smack Raw Podcast. We got a lot of tiers, $1, $5, $10, and $25 tier if you want a t-shirt, shout out on the show, video question, video unpopular wrestling opinion. I saw TC out there tweeting it. Maybe he wants an actual video on the show. Upgrade to that $10 tier. Also, too, quick shout out, quick pack to myself. Go ahead and look me up at SCS Vince for everywhere for the Straight Talk podcast where we talk basketball, NBA, and me and Matt Ritter me and Matt Ritter right here will be doing a Wrestlers as Pokemon Gym Leaders podcast where we'll debate which wrestler fits a Pokemon Gym Leader role and go from there. So check that out. SCS Vince everywhere to go ahead and look that up. It's on my Twitter. Go ahead and check it out.
Oh, yeah!
Dig it.
Reek, what's up?
Y'all can find me at ReekHavoc24. Also at The Havoc Hour. You find me on Spotify, YouTube, wherever you listen to your podcast. I had a little scheduling conflict this week, so I didn't get the content out. But this week is going up. And obviously, you guys, if you want to join in too, you're welcome to come on. But yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, and just follow us at YK Wrestling everywhere. Follow me on Instagram, tc.fontaine. You can also follow my other Instagram, Malik.lv with 2 Ks. And Malik, go ahead and get that follow there.
Go
ahead and follow that page too. So I'll have that follow when I get control of that page eventually.
The 2K campaign continues.
Hashtag 2K 2020. Let's get it, man. Hey, this has been the Young Kings Wrestling Podcast, man, and we are out of here. Gone. Yeah, we gone. Real sexy voice for it, real quick. Yeah.